What's up guys, it's Gone, and today we'll be looking at the strategy for the Los Angeles Dodgers offseason this year and what it entails for the 2023 MLB season and beyond. With teams in the National League spending huge amounts of money like the Mets, Padres, and Cubs this offseason, one would expect the Dodgers to be right in that mix as they've always had. However, they have been surprisingly quiet this offseason with grumblings from their fans accustomed to big spending. In fact, this has been the first offseason in a long time where they've lost value on paper compared to what they've gained. This offseason alone, they've lost both Turners, former MVP Cody Bellinger, Joey Gallo, Tyler Anderson, Andrew Heaney, and a pair of bullpen arms in Chris Martin and Tommy Kahnle. In return, they've acquired a bunch of minor league guys, Noah Syndergaard and JD Martinez. With all of these subtractions and the signings on one-year deals, rumblings have stirred about a potential splurge in the 2024 offseason involving Shohei Ohtani. However, how does this affect the 2023 season? And what if Ohtani were to get re-signed by the Angels this season? This video will attempt to go over certain possibilities involving next year's offseason, as well as how the 2023 season may play out. But before we get on to the video, could you guys please hit the like and subscribe button? Currently, only 3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if y'all do, not only would it help me grow my channel, but it also encourages me to create more videos like this one for you guys. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. The obvious answer for most fans will be the mission to stay below the competitive balance tax, or CBT. The Dodgers were steadily above the CBT for both the 2021 and 2022 seasons, meaning that if they were to go above this year in 2023, they would have to face exponentially growing penalties for exceeding that threshold. A once 20% tax on all money spent over the threshold turns into 30% in the second year, and then eventually 50% for all following years. It's safe to say that owners will not want to be well over the luxury tax in their second or third year. Therefore, the Dodgers staying under the luxury tax will reset their payroll to be first-time spenders in 2024 and allow them to push well beyond the threshold with minimal penalties as first-time spenders in the 2024 season. However, another reason is that the Dodgers have one of the best farm systems in baseball, a nod to their stellar development staff, and simply want to evaluate their young studs on a major league stage. Over the past couple of years, their top prospects such as Keibert Ruiz and Josiah Gray have been traded away to bring in stars to aid in their playoff pushes. Otherwise, many other top prospects have been either hampered by injuries or simply have not lived up to the hype. However, never before have the Dodgers really had a wave of prospects explode onto the major league stage like what will happen in 2023. It will really be a youth movement in Dodger Stadium, and the sheer quality of highly ranked prospects will make it highly likely that at least one of them will turn into a star. Overall, this season just allows them to assess their guys and see which ones could be kept to aid a serious push in 2024 and beyond, and which ones should be traded to teams that would value their upside more on a rebuilding club. The player who I believe has the biggest capability for impacting this Dodgers team in a big way is Miguel Vargas. With recent subtractions to the Dodgers roster, which includes the losses of both Turners, the rookie will take the lead as the starting third baseman or outfielder if all goes according to plan. Vargas has had a spotless record, leading up to his disappointing call-up to the major leagues late in September 2022. Up until then, for the Dodgers AAA affiliate, Vargas had hit .306 with an on-base percentage of .404 and slugged .511, while hitting 17 home runs and stealing 16 bases. However, once called up to the major league stage, he struggled mightily. In 47 at-bats, Vargas only hit .170 and slugged .255, leading to an abysmal OPS of .455. However, seeing major league pitching for a short time is definitely a plus, and given an offseason to work on his game, hopefully we can see success carry over from his stellar minor league career. Very similar to Miguel Vargas is his left-handed hitting counterpart Michael Busch. Busch's primary position is also in the infield, but he can play in the outfield when necessary, as the Dodgers preach their position flexibility and their development. Although moderately old at 25 years old, he had his breakout year in Double and AAA this year, hitting a combined .274 with an on-base percentage of .365 and slugged .516 across 500 at-bats. Bush hit 32 home runs, which showcased his sheer raw power from the left-handed side. In fact, many scouts compare him to fellow Dodger Max Muncy due to their position flexibility and a power with on-base percentage combination. During the 2023 MLB season, I expect Bush to be one of the Dodgers' valuable bench pieces that can play multiple roles both on the infield and outfield, and then can take a starting position given injury or a trade. The player most Dodgers fans should get excited about, however, is their top prospect Diego Cartaya. The only issue with him, however, is that as a catcher, he is blocked by Will Smith. However, given an injury or a down season by Will Smith, Cartaya should see his role increase from a DH/plug-and-play starter to the main backstop behind the plate. Cartaya possesses all the tools necessary to be an elite catcher in this league. He has one of the elite arms in the minor leagues and possesses the athleticism and agility to handle catching for a full season. However, defensively, he does need some refinement right now, letting up 11 pass balls and having one of the worst pop times in the minor leagues. Offensively is where his upside comes from, though. He has one of the best power strokes in the Dodgers system and can hit 25 home runs in the major leagues while keeping a batting average in the 240s. He also has decent enough plate discipline and will draw his walks when necessary, allowing for a high on-base percentage, while still slugging in the high 400s. If there is one knock to his game, he did strike out over 30% of the time, but both of these traits combined with his defense can be smoothed out in time, and I have no doubt that Diego Cartaya becomes an excellent ball player, whether he's on the Dodgers or gets traded. Out of all the Dodgers prospects who have received a cup of coffee in the major leagues, James Outman by far has had the most successful major league debut. Homering in his first major league at-bat, Outman bursts onto the scene with a 1.4 OPS in 4 games. Although he projects to be a defense-first bench piece/pinch runner, Outman can potentially be a borderline starter if his bat continues to be a little bit better than once projected. With the rotation for the Dodgers losing 2 quality pieces this year, including their innings leader Tyler Anderson, the team will look for one of their young starting pitching prospects to step up. One of these prospects that will start on the opening day roster is Ryan Pepiot. Pepiot has great stuff, starting with a fastball that sits in the mid-90s, but can touch 98 on occasion. For secondary pitches, he does have a slider, but the main out pitch is his changeup, with a mid-80s pitch that simply drops off the table. He can locate that changeup with precision and racks up many strikeouts with it. There is some concern with him panning out to be a reliever due to his lack of developed pitches outside of his fastball and changeup. However, due to his command on the two, I have no doubts that he will pan out to be a frontline starter. He received a lot of good looks in 2022 from the Major League club, pitching 36 1/3 innings, posting a 3.47 ERA with 47 strikeouts. Those stats, albeit on a short sample size, show that he can hold his own against a Major League hitters given a good spring training. He should be in the middle of the rotation piece for the Dodgers this year. When thinking about starting pitching prospects in the Dodgers system, however, many fans will think about the flamethrower Bobby Miller. Recently jumping onto the national scene due to his electric stuff and card in MLB The Show, Miller should be a major league call-up around mid-season or slightly earlier. Miller has had a 4-seam fastball that sits consistently in the high 90s and touches triple digits often. However, he also has his 2-seam fastball that sits in the low to mid 90s. For secondaries, he has a curveball, slider, and changeup, which sit in the low to mid 80s and can project to be above average pitches once everything does settle out. There's no doubt that he can rack up strikeouts with his stuff, as he struck out 145 batters in 121 innings between Double and AAA. However, an inconsistent delivery leading to issues with his command is what hinders him from posting truly elite numbers. Combined with a pretty worrying hard hit rate when he does get hit, the hard hit rate and walk numbers are reasons why he will most likely start the season in AAA, but once the season starts and given a fast start, he may be called up around May. For the 2023 MLB season, the Dodgers are by no means going to be the slouch that many people are now projecting them to be. the young players are still protected with an excellent supporting cast filled with superstars like Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Clayton Kershaw, players who are gonna put up excellent stats. So, while they may not be favorites to win the National League West or make it out to represent the National League in the World Series, they're still heavy favorites to make the playoffs, although perhaps in a wild card spot. In fact, Zip's projections still has them winning over 100 games, despite them historically trending to be more bullish on rookies in terms of WAR. The way I see it is, assuming all of the Dodgers' core pieces stay healthy, their floor is a wildcard contender who can possibly make it out of the first round if a couple of things break right. However, if a couple of young guys end up producing, if Bobby Miller begins to limit his walks against major league hitters, if Miguel Vargas can retain his minor league success against major league pitchers, if Ryan Pepiot can continue to fool hitters with his changeup, then the Dodgers could be a truly scary thing and World Series favorites despite the daunting National League East and the San Diego Padres in their own division. However, the 2023 season really is unimportant compared to the plans made for next year's offseason. Obviously, the main prize that many fans are hoping for is the two-way sensation Shohei Ohtani, who may be the first player to garner $50 million annually over a decade-long contract. Heck, the Dodgers even only signed players to one-year deals like JD Martinez and Noah Syndergaard in order to save that money for Ohtani. With even more veterans coming off the Dodgers payroll in Clayton Kershaw, Trevor Bauer, Max Muncy, and Blake Trinan, the Dodgers should have more than enough capital to sign Ohtani to a long-term deal while still being under the luxury tax. Therefore, they can afford to spend on even more free agents after getting Ohtani if the Dodgers are willing to go over the luxury tax. However, this entire strategy of waiting for a superstar to hit free agency has been tried and failed many times over in basketball due to their players resigning to their team during the offseason. One way to remedy this issue, however, is with a trade. Let's say that the Dodgers are cruising along as usual, on their way for another playoff push and threatening the NL West crown. Now, the Angels are out of it, despite another terrific season from Trout and Ohtani. Fearing that they may lose Ohtani for nothing, the Angels trade Ohtani to the Dodgers for Gavin Lux, James Outman, Gavin Stone, and Caleb Ferguson to begin a youth movement down in LA. Now, while this is a heavy price to pay, none of these players really have any important role on the Dodgers to this point. Bush could shift over to second base if needed, and the loss of outfielder James Outman can be replaced by another stellar outfield prospect that they have in Andy Pages. As for the bullpen spot now opening up, I would like to start Bobby Miller's major league career in the bullpen, just for him to test what he can and can't throw to major league hitters. This trade for me is a win for the Dodgers as not only do they get Ohtani, who they have extra time to work on an extension now, but they also open up extra young slots to test their young studs for the playoffs. However, let's say the worst case scenario happens and Shohei Ohtani re-signs with the Angels, or even worse, goes to a National League team like the Mets or Cubs. Well, this is certainly disappointing, as no superstar is going to hit the market this year besides him. However, the Dodgers can afford to spend a little bit on a bunch of different players like Jack Flaherty, Luis Giolito, Jorge Polanco, Max Scherzer, and Josh Hader. While they don't get the S-tier player this offseason, they can certainly pursue a bunch of A or B-tier players whose combined production adds up to that of Ohtani's, and possibly for a cheaper price. So, as a fan of another team, what are the implications of this plan for the Dodgers? Well, it seems like this year specifically, it's the time to strike, given the uncertainty surrounding the Dodgers roster with all of their young guys. So, if you're a team like the Padres or Mets, now is the time to sell the farm and see what you can do to win that World Series trophy if the Dodgers seem a bit down and their young guys are slumping a little bit. However, given the amount of financial flexibility that will open up over the next couple of off seasons, the Dodgers are going to be scary in 2024 and beyond and build a potential dynasty for the next couple of years, filled with their young stars. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below new video ideas. With 2023 coming around, I got big plans for this year, including stuff that I've already done, including a mock draft or trade videos. Once spring training comes around, it's fantasy baseball time, so I'll make more like sleeper videos because you guys seem to really like those. But let me know if you have any other ideas, and remember to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.